Hey everyone, this is B Jose 32 back again. This is 366 days of cards, and it's time for. Sorry about that. It's time for another deck review. This is a pretty interesting deck. This is the Marc Jacobs deck. If you're not sure, if you don't know who Marc Jacobs is, it's a. I think it's a men's clothing store. It's a clothing store, anyways. I think it's men's. And you can see them online, marcjacobs.com. That's the front of the box. It's very colorful, very bright. It just pops. Lots of yellows, there's reds, there's blues, pinks, you name it. And it says Marc Jacobs right here in the center. That's if you can tell. And at the bottom, playing cards. And it's very, very interesting. One side, Marc Jacobs playing cards. The other side, same thing. The top, it says, I think it says standard size underneath the seal. At the bottom, it says it's distributed by Marc Jacobs International, made in USA. But you can't read it, it's really small. The back, as you can see, there's a standard seal. And in the back, you have this blue texture design almost, I guess. And it says Marc Jacobs. That's not the back design, don't worry. And on the flap, eyes. Those are eyes. Pretty interesting. And here's a look at the cards. It's very interesting. The back design looks like this. It says Marc Jacobs inside the circle. It is a one-way back design, but it's very subtle. There's a lot of details in there. A lot of details. It's all black and white. It's kind of makes it a little bit hard to see some of the details, and it also looks like it was drawn by a kid. And that's not the only thing that looks like it was drawn by a kid, but I think that was the idea. The one-way part is these legs, poles, whatever you want to call them. As you can see, this one overlaps over this one. If you turn it the other way, you'll see right here, it makes it a one-way design, but it's not that noticeable. You probably won't even notice it. Spectators more than likely won't notice it. The cards, the faces, 100% custom, and they look like they were drawn by kids almost. Very interesting. Court cards are very bizarre. They look a lot like clowns. And there's actually blood on some of them. Here's your King of Diamonds. I will show you all of them because they're all kind of interesting. King of Diamonds. He looks like he's scared. Really scared. He's like begging off a person or something. It looks like he's scared anyways. He's got yellow teeth. Almost looks like my teeth. No, just kidding. King of Clubs, smacking himself in the head with a club with spikes. And it looks like he took out his eye as well at the same time. 4, 6. Very interesting pips. Even the indices, the numbers are all kind of different, as you can see. This 9 is a little bit different than what we're used to, with this pip being in the center here as opposed to down here. 10s are a little bit different. As you can see, they got 5 and 5. We saw that one already. This 9, again, you get 5 and then 4. They're all a little bit different than what we're used to. The Ace of Hearts is a broken heart. There's an 8, and this 8's again a little bit different. There's another 9. The Ace of Clubs. It looks like flower petals or something. Very interesting. It definitely looks like it was drawn by a kid, I would say. Here's the King of Hearts. He's the Suicide King. He's got the sword through his head, and you can see blood coming out the other side. The Jokers, I'll get to that in a bit. Now this looks like a standard 9, so they're different, as you can see. Queen of Clubs. So he's got a whip, kind of like Indiana Jones. In one hand, flower in the other hand. He doesn't look too happy. He looks kind of scary looking. Here's the Ace of Spades. It's got teeth. It's got a mouth. It looks like a shark or something. Jack of Diamonds is holding a knife with dripping blood. Kind of violent. Here's the Queen of Diamonds. He's holding a flower in one hand, a noose in the other hand. In the other hand, like he's gonna get ready to commit suicide or something. Jack of Clubs. He's like coughing up blood. Is what I would say. Either that, or he's doing fire breathing, but definitely looks like he's coughing up blood. Here's the Queen of Hearts. She's in pain, as you can see. Holding a flower. There's a tear on her face. And she's got a knife in her with blood dripping. A lot of blood. 10 of Diamonds. Here's a Joker. It's very interesting. Kind of reminds me of the Masked Magician, because of those dark eyes and interesting mask. And basically he's got this thing over his head. He's got a noose around his neck. It says Joker on the bottom. Kind of interesting. The other one is identical, except it's black and white. King of Spades. He's got some really red lips. I just noticed that. And he's holding his sword, ready to fight. Jack of Hearts. He's got his axe in one hand, I guess. The other hand, he's holding a head by the hair. It's a yellow head, blue hair, but still a head. And on the bottom, you can see the red where his flesh was, and you can see a bone sticking out the bottom as well. Very interesting. Here's another 10. There's a Jack of Spades. He's holding like a cane or something on one hand, and you see he's got knives sticking into him on his backside here. He's been stabbed in the back. Hey, get that? Stabbed in the back. Some more cards. Here's a Queen of Spades. He's kind of freaky looking. Looks like some kind of bizarre clown almost. And she's got a spear that's gone right through her body, which makes this a one-way card. Ace of Diamonds. It's got like a sparkle to it, like a diamond. And that is it for the code cards. And again, there's the back design. Kind of interesting. It is just a standard bicycle stock in Finis. Best as I can tell. That doesn't specifically say that. But you have to assume, obviously. The cards are very interesting. A lot of them, the pips are mixed up different, or positioned differently from one card to another. You got the one-way back design. It's very imaginative, if you will, and creative. Code cards are very bizarre, and probably the bloodiest code cards I've ever seen outside of a carnival deck. But still, at the same time, really nice. You can just tell this store is like for guys, and these cards are designed for guys. Although I'm sure there's some girls out there that would like it. Anyways, go check it out. MarcJacobs.com. It's a pretty nice deck. It's good quality. You won't be disappointed. I don't think. Except for the one-way back design. Might be a little bit of a turn-off for you. Other than that, it's a pretty nice deck. The only downside is they don't ship outside the US, not even to Canada. So you gotta find someone in the US to get it for you if you want it. Or to at least receive it. You can buy it if you're outside the US, like I bought it. But I had to ship it to someone in the States. And then they had to ship it to me. So, anyways, that's what you get. I'll see you next time.